Hey guys, it's Nick with Chestnut Hills Farmstead. Man, what a week it has been. We told you it was going to be busy. Stick around. Let me tell you what's been going on and what we've got going on today. So we finally got some time to be on the farm today, and we've got a beautiful day, dodging scattered showers. Typical. We've been dealing with that for weeks. But we were really late getting in from ball games last night. Chance and his team had their second pool play game, won it 20-0.
Hey, see that ball right there? See it back here? Let's go, Wade.
All right, focus on the target, baby.
Go 3 all the way back, baby, all the way back. You got it. 30, Got 30, be smart. Smart right here, be smart. Smart.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, let's do a job right here. 80 right there.
Hey, all right. All right, there he is. Let's go.
Good job, Damon.
So they are ranked really high going into the weekend. So we don't have to play ball on Friday. We'll go into bracket play tomorrow. So that freed us up for a little more time on the farm today, which is a good thing because we've got something very special we're doing today. Let's go check on the animals, make sure everybody's okay, check on our chicks, check on the brooders, and we're going on a hunt. Everybody's looking good. Farm is looking great, especially as much time as we're having to spend off of it right now. It's just, I know we're having to do a little bit of it at a time, but I'm really proud of what we're accomplishing and everything looking so good. Let's see if we can find Miss Brooke. Now I'm across the road from our farm, our neighbor's hayfield, and you know, a couple of times Miss Brooke has popped in over here for a good place to hide her eggs. And I was coming into the farm the other day from work, and when I came down the road, I saw her on this side. Zoe's on the other side looking. Jason's been hollering for days, so we know she's on a nest because that's the way it happens every time. We really need to try to see what we can find before more rain moves in here. Now there's the hayfield. And all down in there is where we've looked before. But where we always end up finding her is right along this fence line. And no, I have not located her yet. You're in on the first end of it. I have not seen her, haven't caught a glimpse of her. We have no idea if she's over here or not. But we do know that she is typically very hard to see. Usually, we end up finding her when we see Jason around her. But he is still down at the pasture with the goats. So there's a good chance we may not find her on our own. But we need to try. And if you remember, the first nest Brooke laid, we gathered them up because we weren't sure if Jason was old enough, mature enough at that time to make the eggs viable, if he was able to fertilize them. We tried to incubate them, and none of them ended up being any good. But we gathered them up because we didn't want her sitting on a nest of eggs that weren't viable and then something getting her. So, the second time, we decided we'll let things happen naturally. We let her stay on the nest. We had actually located her on our property. And we let her sit on the nest. And she hatched 4 or 5. Gosh, I can't remember. 5, I think. And we saw her with all the babies. And we didn't try to catch them. We left them alone. And within a couple of days when we saw her again, she only had 2. And we caught those 2. And that was interesting. All of us out here trying to wrangle up little baby pea chicks. So we caught the babies. She only had 2 left. And put them in our brooder. And that was the 2 that Jack turned loose. Now, we're not sure what happened with that, but we just know that the brooder was knocked open by Jack. And they escaped, and of course, you never saw them again. So, this time, we know Jason fertilized the eggs. No doubt. We can't guarantee that all of them will be viable. But we are going to take the eggs and incubate them again. Just because we don't want to risk the predator thing. And even though we have Hoss and Holly on the prowl, they just can't cover everything. So, we still have to have some predator protection. And really the best decision we feel is if we find the eggs, we take the eggs, we put them in the incubator. That frees up Brooke to go back to normal and not be sitting on a nest and risk her being taken by a predator. Now, one thing that makes her so hard to find is she is really, really good at camouflage. And if you've ever seen a peahen that's on a nest, oh my gosh, they are almost invisible. And, you know, you often wonder why it's always the male species of things like this that are colorful. Well, he's able to escape and do what he needs to do to evade predators. If she's on the nest, she's kind of stuck. So she needs to be able to camouflage. And it's hard to camouflage with that bright blue head. And even though she has some white on her, I'm telling you, she's hard to see. The last time we found her, it was because Jason was with her. And we saw him. And I may not be remembering that right, but it may have happened that way both times. I'm not sure. It may have been that we found her both times because Jason was with her. But the thing is is that the area that she comes up here in the top of the pasture where she likes to nest, or even across the road at the hayfield, the dogs don't spend a lot of time in that area. And that may be why she nests there. But the dogs usually stick around the goats and the cows, and that doesn't offer her a lot of predator protection, but it does get her away from everything, which is where I think she's going to tend to be. Like I said, I'm on our side right now because this is where her last nest was. Her first one was across the road in the edge of the hayfield, and they've cleaned up that fence line more, and I don't think she's got good cover over there. But she honestly could be anywhere on this property, and we may have to have Jason's help again. I mean, it may be one of those situations where he finally leaves the pen down there and goes to where she is, like he has in the past, and we find her when he's hanging around her. Now, we've got a second hunt happening today as well. I'm walking around looking for the pea chick eggs simply because this area is a little more grown up. Where she's going to want to camouflage is a little more grown up, which means it's also a little more apt to have some snakes. And y'all know Zoe ain't doing snakes, or anywhere that she thinks there might be a snake. Especially since she's seen 2 in the last couple of weeks. She is completely out on going anywhere that's grown up and with good cover, like where Miss Brooke would be. So they are walking the pasture right now looking for guinea eggs. I'm going to keep looking here. Let's go down there and see if they found anything.
Whew, well, it's coming down a rain shower. We were picking dewberries, as y'all call them. Call them blackberries no matter what. Nick's up there looking for Miss Brooke. We're supposed to be looking for guinea eggs, but let's keep looking for some dewberries because that's a good summertime treat. Okay, well, most of the rain is gone. It's still a little sprinkle. We got caught in it, didn't we?
Yeah.
So let's look for us a little snack. We ain't gonna tell Daddy we're not working, but we do know that guineas like to lay in tall grass, and we also know what else is in tall grass.
Blackberries.
Blackberries. Well, they're actually called dewberries when they're on the ground, but like we said, we call them blackberries.
We don't like blueberries if they're on the ground.
Well, dewberries are the same thing. They look the same. They're a little bit different, I guess, but blackberries grow on like trees or bushes, and dewberries are on the ground. And move it around a little bit.
What are these?
That's mullein.
They're very soft.
You can harvest it. Let's see.
I love these.
You can harvest it. It looks like lamb's ears. But you can harvest this and you can dry it, or you can make an oil out of it. And so when you get really sick, you can take it. Some people as adults will smoke the dried leaves.
So like lavender?
Well, no, not really. But people will dry it and then they'll smoke it, and it'll clear out all that congestion in your lungs. Or if you're real sick and you have it in oil, you can put some drops and it'll go into your system and it'll make you get all that junk out. So that's a really good healing herb.
So it's like a farmer medicine?
It is. Before we ever knew about it, Pop used to come and he would dig them all up to keep them from growing here. But we have lots of it, and we've stopped doing that. We've stopped getting rid of all of them because I do hope to one day be able to have somewhere to harvest them and dry them and all of that. I still hear thunder on the horizon.
Yeah.
I don't see any over here. Let's check on that terrace up here, okay? There's Farmer Red. He decided to come with us to look for some blackberries.
Or as they say,
Or dewberries. We're going to say that the whole time, aren't we?
What are dewberries? They're blackberries whenever they fall in the ground.
No, they're not blackberries when they fall on the ground. Dewberries are the one that grow wild across the ground like these. Blackberries are planted and grown.
So like this?
Yeah, that's a dewberry.
So all these are dewberries?
Everything you see is dewberries because we didn't plant these.
Come here.
What?
Guess what I found?
What did you find?
Can't tell you, have to see.
What did you find? Oh, you found a guinea nest. There's a guinea nest. It's only got 3, but we'll take it. That is a good hiding spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I wonder if Daddy wants us
To get them or not.
Yeah, to get them or not. We'll have to ask him before we mess with them. So remember where we're at. It's over here by the power pole. Are y'all gonna remember it's right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's go. Let's keep going and see if we can find some more. Let's walk over here where the grass is a little bit higher.
Giant boot.
Your hand, there's nothing wrong with your hand. I don't want people to think something's wrong with your hands.
No, I just am putting this around my hand because whenever I pick the blackberries, it pokes me.
Okay, so let's look over here where we hadn't cut yet.
But I found a big dewberry
Yeah,
in the pen.
okay.
Well, we got caught in a little bit of a rainstorm. And that's made it nice and sticky since it's probably in the high 80s today. It does have a little bit of a breeze though, so it's still not terrible, but just that humidity of the rain has just made it sticky out here. I did remember how we found one of the nests that she was on. One of them we found, Jason was with her. But I had forgotten that another time we waited until we saw her come down. You know, every couple of days she'll come down to where we feed and eat with everybody else. And I had forgotten that we waited until we saw her and followed her back to her nest. So we may have to do that this time too if we don't catch Jason. Either way, we're going to find her and make sure that we take care of her and her eggs.
Still not seeing anything, y'all. We just looked up. We've got 40 acres. I mean, are we really going to be lucky enough to find a guinea nest that's got, 30 eggs on it? Probably not. But we did find a nest with 3, so now my debate internally is, do we leave those eggs in case they want to lay more, but also risk the dogs getting them? Or do we go ahead and take those 3 and incubate them? I don't know, but let's go see the cows for a minute. What you doing, big bull? Hi, Ferdinand. That wind's kicking up and it feels nice. Hey, Bruno. Did Sissy come around to fill all your waters up? Each one of you's got your own water. Let's go check in with Mama. Hey, Sink. Hey, Sink. I hear you. You gonna walk with me? Come on, we're gonna check the fence. Come on, Bruno, you wanna check the fence? Let's go for a walk. Okay. So, every day we try to walk around, make sure all the wires on all the clips all the way down, prevent any issues, fix anything we see might be an issue. Maybe I'm just trying to get out of looking for guinea eggs, I guess, because I keep finding other things to do. Somebody's got to check the fence, right? Well, did you find any peacock eggs? Peahen eggs.
Pea-chick?
Pea-chick eggs.
No.
Well, they're not pea-chicks yet.
No.
They're peahen eggs.
We were looking for her nest.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Now,
Peafowl eggs.
okay, because it could be boys or girls.
All right.
Whatever.
No, I didn't find it, and I really wasn't expecting to because she's really good at camouflage.
She is.
I think we're going to have to follow Jason up there to her.
Which is
Or-
how we've done it the last few times.
Or we follow her back when she comes down to eat. Follow her back to her nest.
Right.
We've done that once before. I thought about that a while ago, and I told them about it, that I had forgotten we had done that once, was followed Brooke back to her nest.
We did. Well, we found 3 guinea eggs.
Good.
3. So, here's the debate I'm having with the people and myself, and now you're invited.
Okay.
Do we leave the nest with the 3 eggs, hoping that they come back and sit and have more, risking the dogs getting them? Or do we go ahead and pull those 3, put them in the incubator, and just look for more? Because they're not, once you take the eggs, they're not going to use it again.
Go on and incubate them because I think the dogs will shift them anyway. I found 2 different nests that have broken shells in them.
Yeah, the dogs are hunting them.
I think. But
Something is.
once we get the other fence built, the dogs will be inside the fence, so we won't have to worry about that. But that'll be by next laying season anyway.
Well, let's go pull those 3. And,
Those need to go in the incubator.
okay. Well, let's do that. Just to show you guys, the bees. Look at all that heavy bearding.
They were all inside while it was raining.
Yeah, now that it's not raining, they've all come back out. Miss Tanya told us they're all even on the back of it. Miss Tanya told us that's the equivalent of going to Grandma's house and everybody's sitting on the front porch because it's too hot for everybody to sit on the inside. It's a lot of bees, right?
Yeah.
It's 90 degrees out there right now, and we just had a rain shower come through. All right, Farmerette, go collect those few eggs that's in there. Got them? All right. 1, 2,
Final one.
final 1, 3.
We're headed up to the goats. Zoe just got finished walking the cattle fence. So, something that I've noticed you don't see on some channels, and some people don't seem to understand, once you get a fence built, you're not done with it. You have to check it all the time because livestock has 24 hours a day to find weak spots in your fence or ways to get out. Now, no, cows did not get out, but we're checking it every day to make sure we haven't had a limb fall on it, there's not a weak spot in it somewhere. anything that could happen that could cause that fence to not function as it should. And even the goat pasture up here, now it's got one strand of electric around the bottom to keep them from digging out of it, because goats will. I've always heard farmers say if a fence won't hold water, it won't hold a goat. But even this pasture up here, this permanent fence, constantly has to have repairs done or things adjusted. You're not done with the fence just because you get it built. You have to keep gates adjusted, fence tight, fence adjusted, fence fixed. It's just part of it. That's something you don't see a whole lot, but everybody does it. Everybody has to do it on a regular basis. Now, we're pulling back up at the goats because we're going to downsize a little bit. So some of our goats are going to... I don't like to do auctions. I'm going to list them on a site, and that way I've got a little better control over who ends up with them. And the fact that Nigerian dwarfs are not meat goats, so I don't have to really worry about that. But I've got 2 different people in mind that I know are looking for goats. I'm going to take some pictures and kind of reach out and see if I get any takers. That way we can control a little bit better on where they go.
Yep, found the boy.
Yeah, I can't get a good picture of that boy.
Bring over here to Daddy. You need Sissy to help? They don't want to see his privacy.
That's not helping. He's upside down.
Let Sissy help you. Let her help you. Good. You catch him, let sister help.
Turn your head.
There we go.
Look ahead.
Look that way.
Hold on, Rhett.
Look ahead, little man. Turn your head, little man.
So let's label each one. That one's got a white striped mouth.
This one don't have horns.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Hornless white striped mouth.
Okay. Now, I've got a white one with horns and one that's got a spot, got black on his ears. I need that solid white one.
Salt?
Don't touch. All 3 of those right there, boys.
Did you get that one?
Yeah. These 3 are boys. So, that one's got a white neck with horns. This is
Brown.
that one is definitely Banjo's.
Yeah.
And it's even got the hair like Banjo.
Hey, I need a good picture of that one over there.
The brown one?
It's not a pig. That's how you catch pigs.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a boy.
Back up, Matt.
That's a boy.
Right, back up.
It's a boy.
Yeah. So what is that one? That's horns,
Horns.
black face,
Black
salty nose.
Okay.
Horns, black face, salty nose.
All right, the white with black with black on his ears.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
You see this goat? It looks exactly like it. It's the boy version.
Right there by the geese.
You see it?
The one
That white one, yes.
on his back.
This white one, blue eyes, I want to keep.
He has gray on his back.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him. This one.
Stop it.
Okay, so that one's
This one with the spots is a girl.
that's a girl. No, that little bitty one's a girl.
Yeah, that's a girl.
Okay.
That little bitty one may be a boy.
Francie is a girl.
Yeah, that one's a boy. He looks like
He looks like
Banjo too.
And this is a boy.
Yeah, he's pretty
He
too.
is pretty.
But we don't need that many.
No.
So I would say we get rid of him. We're gonna keep the blue eyes. We'll
Okay.
keep blue eyes. Let's get rid of him. Matt, we need to
We need the black and white one.
try and push him this way without.
And he's gonna bring a good price because he's pretty.
He is. He's beautiful. Both of these look like Banjo.
Hold on, I got him.
We kind of got Max giving them a little dose of food so we can kind of see if there's anybody we're missing. But I think we've gotten everybody that we want to rehome.
Yeah,
for now.
it's 2 older males. I really don't want to get rid of Bama because he came from Walkers, but he's fathered enough babies. You just got to rotate him out, and I know Cassie understands that because
Right.
you gotta rotate him out. Leave him alone. Let him eat.
Let him eat. We already got his pictures.
And we've got a lot of bucklings from this season that would need to go.
Right. About half of our kidding season was boys.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
And we've got a couple of really pretty bucks that we're keeping. One of Banjo's babies. Well, Dolly Walker's babies.
Yeah, Banjo put off some pretty babies this year.
And I think that other one, that blue-eyed one, I think came off of Bama. Which, it might be time to get rid of Banjo.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some more.
I think Banjo would bring... He's a pretty one. I think he would do good.
He is Dolly Walker's baby, so it doesn't hurt to get rid of him.
Well, and if we, yeah.
Let's get a picture of Banjo because we're keeping that pretty white and gray one.
Yeah.
And we've also got, haven't we got another one of Banjo's babies that we're keeping?
We were just keeping the blue-eyed one.
Okay, just the blue-eyed one. Will you put that down, Rhett?
So we'll take a picture of Banjo. We'll put him up, and we don't have to sell him if we choose not to.
That's right. It depends on who's wanting to take them.
So we'll do him too, and we might just not have a breeding male right now.
We will have a breeding male.
Well,
by next season we'll have that little blue-eyed one.
Season. Okay.
All right, we got storms rolling in, so we'll keep you updated on the guinea egg search, the search for Miss Brooke. We know she's up there somewhere on a nest. She always is.
Look, talking about her, there's Jason right there.
Jason's sneaking up behind us. He'll either go see her or we'll catch her when she comes down here to feed and just follow her back up there.
Right.
We'll keep you updated on the goats. We're going to thin out our herd a little bit. We got a lot of bucks, and we're going to build a separate buck fence and pasture. So before we do that, we want to decrease the numbers a little bit so we know where we are.
Yeah.
And we've got to do shelters and all that good stuff for both groups because it's time to rotate them off of where they are. Even though it's greening back up, filling it back up, I want them out on that bigger pasture. And once we get their fence done, we'll put the dogs in with them to live there, and we'll be in a better situation with goats.
Yep.
Guys, stick around. There's a lot more to come. I'm going to fill you in a little bit on baseball tomorrow probably in the next video, so I'll go ahead and give you a heads up. It's not going to be a whole video of baseball, but I'm probably going to update you a little bit because tomorrow's the big day. It's the regional tournament, and
one of the big days. We
get through there, we move on to a state weekend, so I'll make sure that's going to be in there. I'm just giving you a heads up.
It will. That's what we're doing right now.
All right, guys. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time at Chestnut Hills Farmstead.
Bye, guys.